Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's, as we always do, take a peek outside that weather window. And what a gorgeous, gorgeous day today. This looking across the Columbia River from our Hose Landing Sky-Fi Tower camera at parts of Eniat there. And what a gorgeous day with all that blue sky out there, very light winds, and the temperatures. Boy, they were very comfortable today, weren't they? But it's not going to last long because we have another major heat wave headed our way. Not so much tomorrow. We'll get back to about normal as far as temperatures go, and then into the 90s Saturday. And by the time we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we are looking at triple-digit temperatures for those 3 days in a row. And we'll have much more about this heat wave coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Police are investigating the death of a 69-year-old Leavenworth man who lost the use of his legs while held in the Chelan County Jail, and then he died later at Harborview Medical Center. A fire that claimed an East Wenatchee home last night appears to have started in a parked truck and camper. And a 50-year-old Bellingham man was injured in a one-vehicle rollover in Okanagan County yesterday afternoon after his car went airborne. But first, we begin tonight. After a day of searching, Moses Lake Police arrested a Quincy man yesterday afternoon suspected of keeping a human body in a bag in his room. Martin Diaz, age 30, was arrested behind the Big Five sporting goods store in Moses Lake in the 900 block of North Stratford Road. He'd been sought since late Tuesday after police were summoned to his family's home in Quincy, where they found a large bag with human remains stored in the room where Diaz slept. The identity of those remains is still under investigation. Diaz was booked into the Grant County Jail. He has yet to be charged. Police are investigating the death of a 69-year-old Leavenworth man who lost the use of his legs while being held in the Chelan County Jail and then later died at Harborview Medical Center. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies arrested the man May 18th on a domestic violence charge and say they didn't use force to restrain him. He was reportedly intoxicated at the time. Deputies say while he was held at the jail in a solitary holding cell, he was found on the floor, unable to move his legs. He was taken to Central Washington Hospital for treatment and then on to Harborview in Seattle. The Columbia Basin investigative team, comprised of Grant County detectives, has been asked to look into the man's injury and his death. The jail and sheriff's office say they won't comment further until the investigation is completed. Well, a fire that claimed an East Wenatchee home last night appears to have started in a parked truck and camper. Douglas County Fire District 2 Chief Cam Phillips says when his crews arrived, they found the vehicle and camper fully ablaze and the fire spreading throughout the home's roof, vents, and into the attic. The roof of the single-story home ultimately collapsed, and the house and belongings inside are believed to be a total loss. Fortunately, the home's occupants and their 3 pets escaped without injury. Phillips says the camper and pickup were relatively new and were parked within about 5 feet of that residence. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Meanwhile, a 50-year-old Bellingham man was injured in a one-vehicle rollover in Okanagan County yesterday afternoon. Adam Garner was traveling north on State Route 153 approaching Ross Road, and after passing multiple vehicles on the wrong side of the highway, he tried to return to the northbound lane, left the roadway to the right, became airborne, rolled, and came to rest on the wheels of the car on the roadway. Garner was transported to Three Rivers Hospital in Brewster with undisclosed injuries. He was charged with DUI. Coming up next, a longtime friend of the Wenatchee Youth Circus is currently struggling with COVID-19. Like many businesses in north central Washington, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society has been closed to the public for months now, but they're making do. And a temporary change in schedule is coming next week to the Wenatchee Heights Road Improvement Project, which could cause delays. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Pybus Public Market's motto is where community meets. Whether it's people, enjoying an event or they meet a colleague for coffee and whip out their laptop and are able to actually do work here, having quick and reliable Wi-Fi is one of the things that makes Pybus such a great community hub. It just contributes to the welcoming place that we want Pybus to be. I'm Allie, and fiber keeps people connected, and that's what Pybus Market is all about.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging in Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Welcome back. In another news, a longtime friend of the Wenatchee Youth Circus is struggling with COVID-19. Organizers with the circus say Michael Andreezy has been hospitalized with complications from the virus. He's worked with the circus since childhood, and his father, Chet Andreezy, performed as a clown. Michael has chronic health issues, and this is his second hospitalization for coronavirus. Friends say he's been receiving treatment since Wednesday in Central Washington Hospital's intensive care unit. Well, like many businesses in north central Washington, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society has been closed to the public for months now. But as this PSA explains, the Humane Society may have its doors closed, but they are observing COVID-19 safety protocols and doing business as normally as they possibly can.
The doors are locked here at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. The halls are dark, and you would think that no one's here. But we are here. Operations just look a little different right now. We value our staff, our volunteers, and our community. We want to keep everyone safe, so we're wearing masks and staffing for social distancing by limiting overlapping shifts. We're monitoring the phones, facilitating adoptions, and surrendering pets by appointment. We continue to provide the resources that pets and the people who love them rely on. Shelter animals still receive the best of care, including specialized services like behavioral programs and medical support. We're continually assessing our capacity for animals at the shelter, and many animals are living with foster families, leaving room here for animals in need of urgent care, such as pets who need temporary shelter because their owners are ill or hospitalized. You can still see our adoptable animals on our website. Just call and make an appointment to meet the pet that catches your eye. If you need other services like the pet pantry, food bank, call us. We're here. If you're in a position to make a donation, the animals appreciate that too. We're here for you, for your pets, and for our community. We're proud to be part of this resilient valley. Together, we will get through this.
A temporary change in schedule is coming next week to the Wenatchee Heights Road Improvement Project. Chelan County's contractor on the project will be working a night shift, 1 p.m. to midnight, and that starts Monday, August 17th and runs through Friday, August 21st. The temporary schedule change is so Selin Construction can install 6 culverts across the roadway while avoiding peak traffic times on that road. Crews will return to a daytime schedule once again on August 24th. The roadway in the work zone is at 1 lane with a pilot car leading motorists through the work area. Flaggers are on site and the speed limit is reduced to 25 miles an hour. In the evening, additional safety lighting will be used. The 1-week temporary change in schedule should reduce the overall construction schedule. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Nissan is the value leader in new cars and SUVs. Check out these new models starting at under $20,000. The all-new Versa from $17,020. The all-new Sentra from $17,400. And the all-new Kicks from $17,995. Now you can have the Nissan style, performance, and reliability, all for under $20,000.
And they're all here at Town Nissan, up behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbiss here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today, 509-663-7900.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Most people who contract COVID-19 survive the disease, but many survivors struggle with long-term health issues. Megan Barton of Tonasket hopes to outrun those complications. She happens to be the Public Information Officer for Mid-Valley Hospital in Omak and described her illness in a widely read Facebook post. In tonight's feature story, she spoke with NCWLIFE Jefferson Robbins about her road to recovery.
Megan Barton, and I'm 36 years old, and I live in Tonasket, Washington, and I'm the executive assistant of Mid-Valley Hospital in Omak. On Monday the 20th was really when I recognized I had the ability to check off 10 boxes of the COVID symptoms. I never really established a full fever, but I was having sweats and chills that were uncontrollable, and it didn't happen just randomly. It was all the time. It was like having a really bad flu. The cough continued to be a dry cough. It never became really productive ever. I felt like I had an elephant on my chest. I couldn't get air in and I could barely get air out. Just to get up from my bed and walk to the restroom was excruciating because I couldn't breathe. Just to make those few steps over. I didn't realize it, but I had no appetite, none whatsoever. I didn't even know I had lost my sense of taste or my sense of smell. And it wasn't until a day or two later, and my husband had come down the stairs to bring me food, that I realized I couldn't taste anything and I couldn't smell anything. I don't know if you remember what growing pains feel like, but they're not comfortable. And it felt like I had growing pains all over again at 36 years old.
One of the things that you mentioned in your Facebook story that I think might be most alarming to some people is that you experienced a seizure. Is that right?
Yes. And I've never had seizures before in my life. And that was Friday of the week that I had become very markedly ill. And I was home alone. My husband had to go, I can't remember what he did, but he had to go somewhere. But he was on his way home, and I had a piece of pizza that was left for me in my little refrigerator. And so I was heating it up and eating it, and I started into a coughing fit. And then that seizure happened. And, I really wanted to tell myself, this isn't really happening. This isn't what it is. But my entire upper body started to spasm really bad. My hands were clenched, arms were clenched. No air was coming in or out. And I really felt like I was in danger.
I can tell you that I was very concerned about Megan because I could hear the progression of her symptoms. And as that's one of the important aspects of our job at public health and why we like to check in on people. It's amazing to me how we can have two people the same age and have totally different symptoms. Some people, like Megan and I were talking one day, I know someone her age who had a little tickle in their throat. That was it. They felt fine, no fatigue, no cough, no fever, anything. And that's the unknown about this virus, is how it's going to affect you, the individual.
I really want to encourage others who have gotten COVID, whether they are asymptomatic and they got a test and found out that they have it, but I want everybody to feel empowered to share their stories. I think more people need to hear them.
All right, switching gears now. Let's take a look at our north central Washington weather forecast. And it's going to get hot. We'll get to that in a second, but let's first take a look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful shot from our Hose Landing Sky-Fi Tower camera, looking down at parts of Entiat and the beautiful Columbia River. Almost as beautiful blue sky out there today, wasn't it? Nice cool temperatures too. In fact, our temperature was down about 5 to 10 degrees where we should be for this time of year. 80 unofficially, our high temperature at Pangborn Airport in East Wenatchee. Normal 87 degrees. We started off on the cool side too at 55 this morning. And that too is 7 degrees where we should be for a low temperature. Normal is 62. Record high 1998, it was 102. Our record low 48, and that was set in 1995. Sunrise this morning 5:55. Sun will set tonight at 8:15. Let's take a peek at how our Friday is going to shape up. I know a lot of big plans this weekend with nice weather on tap, and it's all going to begin tomorrow. We're going to see a pretty hefty warm up for most of us tomorrow. 86 for Ephrata, Moses Lake, 87 in Quincy and Wenatchee. A rare time that Moses Lake isn't our hot spot in our viewing area. Leavenworth, beautiful day to head up that way at 84. And Chelan tomorrow, a beautiful 88 degrees. But boy, it's just going up from there. Tonight we'll see clear skies, cool temperatures, not quite as cool as our overnight lows this morning, and just very light breezes. Once again, it should be one of those open the windows up overnight tonight, and should be beautiful breeze coming in. And then, as I mentioned, Friday, just a great way to end our work week with lots of sunshine. Temperatures will warm back to normal at about 87. You can see right there orange color, but watch what happens as we transfer into the weekend. Everything darkens up as far as colors all the way down to the desert Southwest. Saturday, we are looking at temperatures lower to mid 90s. As we move into the end of the weekend, then it's just going to get downright hot. Sunny and hot, triple digits are expected. Notice the reds all through eastern Washington. Yeah, I think Wenatchee, Moses Lake, Omak, over into the Tri-Cities, all of us well into the 100 degrees, and we will see that as well on Monday. In fact, I think Monday will probably be our hottest day of all, where we could top off at 102. A few high clouds dotting the western United States, but the bottom line is all of us will just be scorching hot right into Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies, where we will still see triple-digit temperatures. Once again, eastern Washington, the desert Southwest, and parts of California just scorching hot. And by Wednesday, a little bit of relief. We're talking slightly cooler, even though we'll stay in the 90s with temperatures still above normal. But past that, notice this area of low pressure up off the coast of British Columbia. That could move our way as we get into the end of next week, and we could actually see a little bit of rain. We'll talk more about that when we get together again tomorrow night. Let's now take a look at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. 56 cool degrees overnight tonight, 87 tomorrow, 94 Saturday, and look at Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Sunday, 100, 102 possibly on Monday. Look at that low also Sunday night at 76. We could see 100 on Tuesday, and then cooling back somewhat on Wednesday with sunshine and 94 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's Sports Report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck: there's no reason to leave town.
Family roles change with time. you may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support. And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. It's day 2 of on-field practice for the Seahawks during training camp. Q13 Fox in Seattle was covering their live coverage today on television for 12s, as well as streaming it on the Seahawks YouTube page and through their website at Seahawks.com. A focus on Russell Wilson as he met with the media before practice, addressing his offensive line. He said, feels great about Dwayne Brown and Mike Iupati on the left and will be interested to see the battles on the right and at center now that Justin Britt's no longer a Seahawk.
You know, obviously the loss of Britt, not having Britt this season is definitely different for me personally, but, you know, done it before, and I know Britt was a great player for us, and so gonna miss my guy there. But, you know, BJ and Ethan are both ready to play. They'll be sharp as nails, you know, as you can imagine. And then fast forward, you think about, you know, the guard position. You know, when I saw D. Lou get picked, I had seen him on film before because I studied some of the, you know, of the receivers they had at LSU and stuff like that, and I got to see who this guard was, and he was dominant on the field. So I'm really excited about D. Lou and how he's constantly progressed. I've spent a lot of time with the rookies, you know, and he's been one of the leaders, you know, in the clubhouse in a way, in the rookie room for sure. And then, you know, you got Shell, who's, you know, coming from the Jets, who's got super long arms. He's a giant on the field. You know, I didn't realize how tall he was and how big, how long his arms were until you see him in person. He's really looks the part for sure. And the guys are super mature. They're really focused. They're ready to play. Sed coming in too as well. He looks ready to play. Super athletic. I think the key to the cohesiveness is just us getting out there and practicing, though, and kind of going to what you were saying and asking about. I think that's going to be really key for us along this journey.
Noticeably absent from Wednesday's workout was running back Chris Carson. Coach Pete Carroll said he was excused to take care of some personal issues.
Chris has got some family stuff going on that he's had to take care of, and our hearts go out to Chris. He's going through some really big stuff with family members that he's looking after and taking care of. So he's fine and all that. This has nothing to do with Chris personally, physically or anything, but he has to do this while at this time right now. So I'm not sure how many more days it's going to be before he takes care of all that business, but they're trying to figure it all out, and it's back home too, so it's a ways away. So we got some stuff to work out, and we're in full support of what he's got to do to get this done.
Now, despite not having any chance for in-person off-season workouts, Coach Carroll says he's impressed with the team's mindset after seeing them on the first day.
These guys have worked hard for it. They're excited to be here, so that the juice is there on the practice field. The coaches were pumped up too. So mentally, as far as we can tell at this early time, football-wise, and also just competitively, our guys are in a really good spot, and we're ready to take the next steps and keep climbing. You know, this is a different camp now, and because of the competitiveness that you have to, elevate to get ready for game time, has got to come right here on the practice field. You can't use the preseason games, which I've always made a big deal about. We have to do it here. So this is more like it is when you're in college, and we've got to just generate the right frame of mind. Our guys seem to be right on track, and I just got to make sure I don't screw it up and get them in the right place and give them the right direction so that we can really bring us about in a good way.
Now, a late note from Seahawks training camp today. A rookie has suffered serious consequences for trying to sneak an unauthorized woman dressed as a player into a restricted area. Seattle cut rookie cornerback Kima Severin this week after he was caught on video trying to sneak a female visitor into the team hotel. That's according to NFL's Network's Tom Pelissero. Pelissero went on to report that the ruse was actually rather elaborate. The woman was clad in Seahawks gear in an attempt to disguise as a player. It didn't work. Seattle's bullpen spoiled a great pitching performance by Taijuan Walker as the Mariners fell to Texas 7-4 last night. Walker pitched 6 stellar innings, allowing a run on 6 hits with 5 strikeouts and a walk. He left the ballgame with the M's up 4-1. Now, despite the loss, Walker didn't want to lay blame. He just wanted to focus on moving forward and improving as a team.
Honestly, I think we just keep going. It was a tough loss. We've been playing really good baseball. We've been hitting, pitching's been pretty good. I just think we keep going. We got an off day tomorrow. I think we play 20 straight. Off day tomorrow is going to be huge for all of us. Just kind of reset and get after it again in Houston, and just keep going out there and attacking. We do have a lot of young guys, but I think we do have some good veterans on this team, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of telling them, just continue to keep your head up and continue just pushing forward.
After 20 straight games to start the COVID-shortened season, the Mariners finally get a day off today. They'll be in Texas, stay in Texas to begin a 3-game weekend series with the Astros coming up tomorrow. Now on the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard, Matt Olson, Robbie Grossman, and Steven Piscotty all homered for Oakland as the A's topped the Angels 8-4. Martin Maldonado's 3-run home run highlighted a 4-run sixth as Houston beat San Francisco 5-1. Zach Greinke worked 6 1/3 to get his first victory of the season. Oakland leads the West, still 4 games in front of Texas. Seattle now trails by 6.5 games heading into the series with third place Houston. Well, we've learned more about next Saturday's race at Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. The night is sponsored by Johnson Electric and will feature 5 classes of racing. Track manager Jeremy Anders is calling it a hobby stock challenge for all Thundercar drivers. In addition to the Northwest Focus Midgets, Holiday Custom Muffler B-Mods, and Plum Perfect Roadrunners, the night will include the Northwest Pro 4 trucks. Now, according to the website, the Northwest Pro 4 Truck Series is using this night for the Bill Sauls Memorial 48 race. Bill Sauls, a racing legend out of the Spanaway area who started the whole truck racing series in the Northwest. They say there is no higher honor than winning this race this season. NCWLIFE, of course, will have the cameras there rolling Saturday, August 22nd, starting at 6 o'clock. Be sure to tune in on Local Tel Channel 12, Charter 19, Northland 97, or our website at ncwlife.com will also be streaming on our Facebook page. Finally, a rundown of sports coming up this weekend here on the NCWLIFE channel. Actually starts tonight. Wenatchee Wild take on Merritt Centennials from a game in November 1st at the Town Toyota Center. Our buddy Art Checker has the play-by-play at 7. Tomorrow, final rebroadcast of Apple Sox baseball. That'll start at 6:30. Then coming up Saturday, Eastmont Wenatchee volleyball at 2, and then a repeat of last weekend's race at the Oval at 6 o'clock. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, a reminder that tomorrow marks the first day that letters and other mail originating in Wenatchee will instead be processed in Spokane. It's part of a wide-scale changes to how the U.S. Postal Service handles your mail under new directives from the Trump administration. Directors of the Seattle Postal District told mail carriers last month that mail sent from Wenatchee, Yakima, and Tacoma would be handled out of either Seattle or Spokane, and dedicated sorting machines in Wenatchee are due to be removed on Friday. The Union of Postal Workers says the changes will lead to slower delivery of letters and other documents. Officially, postal directors blame the decisions on low mail volumes. Now let's check in with Dan Koontz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan.
Thank you, Grant. On Friday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we had a chance to go down and visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. I had a chance to talk to Don Davies, the executive director, to find out how that fantastic organization is bearing up under the COVID-19 pandemic. They're still open by appointment only. We'll catch you up with Don and the crew from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society in Friday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Plus your very warm weather who's kidding you? Your very hot weather forecast and everything you need to start your weekend. Live and local, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan, and that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
calories, no sweeteners, all smiles. Bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.